A couple of months ago, I made a video on one of my favorite games of all time, and that was Payday 2. I wasn't sure if I wanted to make a video on this game at all, but after seeing the video perform a lot better than all my other videos that I've made, I'm both equally happy and thankful for those of you who have decided to take your free time off your day just to see a schizo describe his chosen one fantasies. And if you haven't watched it, I recommend you to go watch it right now. But I can't say the same thing for the game itself, Payday 2, in its current state of now. Or even the same for Payday 3 after witnessing the radio silence Starbreeze and Overkill has been giving its community after the most recent update for Payday 2. I was a fan of the series since 2014, and I have almost 2,000 hours on this game alone, and I've hunted for almost every single achievement this game had to offer. I'm only 25 away before I'm able to complete this game entirely. To say that I'm a big fan is an understatement. I've seen many examples of modern day game developers spitting in the faces of their community with empty promises, but with Starbreeze and Overkill it's a completely different story. I can see that their first priority isn't to become some kind of big shot AAA developer stealing as much money as possible from their consumers' pockets, but their first priority is to both appease the developer and consumer alike. And even for the few mistakes that they do make, they're able to make it up somehow. But after what they've done leaving their community in the dark for so long, thanks to this recent update, I have lost a lot of respect for this company. If you've been around the Payday 2 space, you would be hearing something about Update 237, the most recent update that has happened to Payday 2 that has introduced crossplay to the Epic Games Store. Now, I wanted to be happy. I wanted to be happy to see that there was new people who've decided to give Payday 2 a try before Payday 3, but I'm just gonna say this right now, that this is a 10-year-old game, and right now they have decided to introduce crossplay now, let alone not even warning the community that this could break the games. And funny enough as it is, Almir Listo himself has experienced the issues with the new update, but has kept silent about it.
The big guns. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful?
In fact, everyone on the Overkill team, Starbreeze Overkill, is keeping silent about this crossplay problem. Hi, this is Future Me. So they were finally able to address the issues, but only almost a week after the update that broke Payday. Which, don't get me wrong, I'm very thankful that you're able to acknowledge to your community that something is wrong. But that silence was painful for all of us, especially when something like premium currency was planned for Payday 3. We all panicked thinking that the game was going to go down a bad pay-to-play or pay-to-win system. But the fact that you're willing to address that first and not the problem with the gameplay currently with Payday 2 and probably with Payday 3 is a bit concerning. Payday 2 even had like the worst negative review bomb it ever had since 2015 when they introduced the loot box system. The only difference is that loot boxes were cosmetic items. Meanwhile, this entire thing affects the gameplay as a whole. You could be sitting down on the menu screen trying to find a lobby to play on for about 5 to 10 minutes with several games popping up saying fail to join lobby over and over again. Like, it reminds me of that one Payday 2 meme back in like 2014, 2015. But the difference is that it's happening all over again. Even if I or many other people who try to join a lobby, there have been multiple times where we could just easily break connections out of nowhere. First time in a while I've seen a big bank lobby not staying full.
The game is constantly crashing for a lot of players, plus connection is way too unstable because of Epic Online system. 10 years and the Steam works down the drain.
How do you think I feel? 2,000 plus hours and I've been playing this game since 2014.
Yay, I know that feel. Almost 4K hours plus I've been playing since the release.
I wanted more people to get into Payday, but not like... And he disconnected. Well, shit. Oh wait, no, he's back.
I hate this update so much it's unreal.
Because now you don't have the option to filter games that are close by. Now everything is worldwide. Meaning, you don't know if you're going to be connecting to a lobby that's close by within, like, maybe your country, or you're going to be connecting to a lobby in something like buttfuck Bosnia. No, I'm sorry, actually. Most of the people I have seen are mostly Hispanic. But it doesn't discriminate the fact that there is still some sort of language barrier. And some of these people I do join do speak a bit of English, which is nice, is very much appreciated, but I feel like a bit of a hindrance joining these lobbies because of that language barrier. I don't want to be in these lobbies because I feel like if anything fucks up, it might be on my end because I don't know what they might be saying half the time. Heck, these are the lucky foreign lobbies. Like, the unlucky ones is when you join in, they speak like maybe Russian or something like that, and then just auto-kick you for not talking. The fact that you can't tell whether a game is close by or not is what really pisses me off, because I like to have a good stable connection between me and the host. And trust me when I say that this game starts running like dog shit if you don't have a good connection. Like, the bots can actually be a lot dumber if you have a bad connection. And don't even get me started with 300 ping stealth. Oh my god, it is fucking hell. Oh yeah, and that lobby code thing that you see on the top left of my screen, oh no, don't worry. That doesn't go away as long as I'm still in the game. Heck, sometimes you probably just won't even be able to join the lobby at all, and this is all you see within the next minute. You think I'm joking? No, look at this. Look how long this clip is. From the start to roughly around that marker is how long it's taking. So overall, the online multiplayer for Payday 2 was just railed up the ass by Fortnite Jonesy in a fucking tuxedo just for the simple pleasure of crossplay. And listen, I understand that if they were doing this to test the waters with Payday 3 and see how crossplay would work on that, it's fine. Like, I've been hearing that they've wanted to make sure that Payday 3 is available on platforms and can be played on all those platforms without like any sort of discrimination with DLC like there has been with console releases. But the thing I really wish they did was warn us as a community so we know ahead of time and also could tell them that this was just going to be a terrible idea from the start. But this isn't going to be a way of testing the waters. No. This is going to be, at least so far from what we've been hearing, a permanent change to Payday 2. And if this is going to be the system that they're going to keep in place before Payday 3 releases, and if Payday 3 does release, I know for a fact, we all know for a fact, that Payday 2 is just going to stop receiving updates altogether. Like, sure, it's going to join its brother, the Payday the Heist, onto the shelf now. But remember, this game is 10 years old. This game has received so many updates within those 10 years. Like, I guarantee you that there has been more updates for Payday 2 than there has been for Team Fortress 2. Whether it be free or DLC, and I'm not trying to like compare dick sizes here whatsoever, but I'm simply trying to tell you that a game that has about like over 1,000 achievements and so many different ways of being able to play the game with all the new guns, skills, perk decks added into the game, it's like you can't remove that from history at all. Like, no matter what, from what the basis they have built upon this game, it is got so much content that even if Payday 3 does release, it will not amount to Payday 2 just yet on release. Like, it's still got some catching up to do. Like, the gameplay, like, listen, the trailer is nice. Don't get me wrong. Seeing all these different mechanics, seeing that the game is finally within Unreal Engine, I want to be hyped about it. I really do. But what I'm not hyped about is that besides not showing us any gameplay trailers for so long to get any kind of gameplay footage, like, I've been waiting since 2016 when they first announced Payday 3. What's an even bigger insult to the community is that nobody on Starbreeze Overkill brought up anything about the current state of Payday 2 right now. It's almost like they just want to ignore it, hoping that their audience is just going to be blind consumers just buying Payday 3 saying, oh, don't worry, it's a new game. Like, come on, we're not going to worry about that anymore. But let me just take you back in time when Starbreeze Overkill have made other games besides Payday 2. Has anybody heard of Raid World War II? Well, guess what? It was also a game that was running on the Diesel engine, Payday 2's current engine, but any bugs that were within online back in Payday 2, like 2 years before this game released, were present within that game. And are still present within that game because nobody really wanted to play Raid World War II after like maybe the first month of its release. So, dead game. Also, if you aren't aware, they have made a game that was on the Unreal Engine before. Their first attempt in an Unreal game was The Walking Dead. They were able to get the license for this. I remember it because they were able to put in Negan's bat into Payday 2 as a weapon to promote this game. But the reviews for it were as I expected. It was boring, it wasn't as enjoyable, like, it was the first mark of them working with the Unreal Engine, so I can't really blame them for that, but the game was pulled off the shelf roughly around the first couple of weeks of its release, and well, we know exactly where that went. Dead game. In fact, the failure of this game might be one of the major reasons why Starbreeze had to file for bankruptcy the year after its release. And well, I'm worried about Payday 3 because there's going to be some prevalent issues when the game starts. Like, no doubt about that, every single game is going to have a botched release, but now I see that the botched release is inevitable at this point. If they're going to do crossplay, and if they're not going to fix the crossplay problems whatsoever, we are going to have the same exact problems with online in Payday 3, just like in Payday 2 as of now. Like, here's the thing, crossplay is very promising, don't get me wrong. But if you can't get it right now, then your dwindling player base shouldn't have to suffer through something that they did not agree to. Like, just give me an option for whenever I boot up Payday 2 to play on the Steam servers or the Epic Games servers. Either way, I just want to play the game prior to update 237, which can't be said the same for people who are playing this game on Linux.
We tried to find a solution, but ultimately it felt unfeasible due to the Linux version being an older version of the Payday 2 engine.
No, that's not the reason. The reason why is because of Epic Games, and most of the things on Epic Games don't run well on Linux. Like, you can fool the new players that haven't played this game that much, but you can't fool veteran players that have had Linux versions for this game for about 236 updates. Like, now you're cutting Linux support. Since 2013, this game was supported on Linux. That is such a big cap. I see the bullet hole straight through your ass. And the game going free to play now is its own big problem as it is. Let me say this right now that I don't despise new players to this game. I despise free players, mainly because they're a whole horde of fucking stupid.
Bro momento. I swear. Bro momento.
Like how some of them think it's perfectly fine to join a death wish or death sentence lobby at level 45 or 70 or some low shit like that without any infamy. Some of them even drop in without even asking if it's safe to join, and then just fuck up the stealth mission completely afterwards.
Oh, why don't you just kick these people?
You kick one, two just take their place. Some of them don't even invest into the right skills, so they bring things like stealth first aid kits. Like, you fucking need those. Or no, here's my favorite one. Not maxing out your fucking jammers. If at any time we need a rush because one of you fucked up the stealth heist, I better see a fucking level 3 jammer on my HUD. If I see level 1 or 2, you are out of my fucking lobby. And if you just join a Death Wish lobby thinking, I'm gonna get carried, you think that's gonna be easy? When all of you are low leveled and I'm the only one who has to carry? I don't like running the meta, but every time I have to deal with these people, I have to run shit like Leech all the time because of you motherfuckers. I want to have fun! This perk deck is not fun. It's not fun at all. Oh, and besides going through the whole entire homosexual rigmarole of how each mechanic works in the game, so you don't fucking make me scream every time a new one of you just keeps joining a lobby. Like, but besides that, this game has a hacking problem, and when this game becomes free, the hacking problem becomes 1,000 times worse. And these same hacks or mods can still run equally the same on the Epic Games Store. It's still the same game. Most of the preventative measures to stop hackers mostly just revolved around making it so that these people don't give themselves DLC items. Or do shit like start a cook-off lobby and throw in like 1,000 diamonds into the fucking van. Or just place 1,000 turrets. There's so many hacks that came across the years that will not kick players for using them in public lobbies. There's shit like fucking Carry Stacker that allows you to pick up every single bag on the goddamn heist. There's things like Silent Assassin that allows you to kill a guard without a pager going off. God Mode is another one. Or even the funniest one I love so much is when they have to give themselves every single skill in the game without even realizing that some of these skills are trade-off skills. Because some of them keep going down and not knowing why they keep going down. It's because you have Frenzy! You don't even bother to read half of the shit you pick up. You just think, I'm just picking everything because I'm so strong! Yeah! Meanwhile, look at your fucking dog ass with like fucking C infamy. That's 100 infamy or above. And You don't even have Crew Chief maxed! You don't even have any perk deck maxed! Meanwhile, I have 0 downs left. I'm using this medic bag. Meanwhile, you have 4 in the reserve! And then you even had to put in your little hack in too, just so you can interact with the fucking bag slightly faster than me, just so you heal nothing! Cause you have frenzy! You are a fucking waste of space! And you know, I wouldn't be as mad. I would not be as mad at all. But every lobby I join is filled with these fuckers! And I know it's gonna end so poorly. Like, these people want to do like an actual stealth mission, and I know how badly these cheaters are going to run rampant. Like, as soon as it goes loud, they're gonna turn on God mode, and it's not even gonna be enjoyable for these people at all to play the game. I'm just telling them, hey, just please kick the fucking cheater. And guess what fucking happens? I get kicked!
Why don't you just host your own games instead?
You don't think I've done that? You don't think I've done that? I have 2 hours of fucking recorded footage of me setting my fucking lobbies to public, and even have reputation 0, so anyone could have joined within those 2 hours. I was doing fucking Big Bank, I was doing Diamond Store, Election Day, like I was doing all of the popular heists that are within Payday, and no one joined at all! And originally, I thought it was just an issue with Steam and Epic Games servers. Like, I thought maybe if I was appearing invisible on Steam that it wouldn't go through. That was a plausible reason why it wouldn't be working, despite the fact that you could be invisible and still host lobbies back when it was on the Steam servers. So I decided to set myself online just to see if anything would happen. I thought one of the best heists to do this would be try hosting something like a Shacklethorn auction heist to see if anyone would join, either for stealth or loud. But by the time that I finished the heist, nobody joined at all. I even opened up text chat just so you could see that no prompt came up within those 30 minutes. I even have this thing show up too. I was in the middle of a fucking active gunfight. So this just confirms my suspicions that some players can't even host any heists publicly. And what's the reason? I don't fucking know. All I do know is that there's just favoritism towards people playing on the Epic Games launcher. I'm gonna show you the most recent reviews for Payday 2 on Steam, and you're free to pause the video at any time to read them all. But I hope you guys do understand that these negative reviews from the community isn't out of pure hate for the game. I mean, most of these reviews are from people who have 100+ hours, even going up to the 1,000-hour mark. Like, this hate that the community has for the new update is more out of concern for the future of Payday as a franchise as a whole.
We had a good thing, you stupid son of a bitch. We had
Linux support.
We had
A working crime net.
we had everything we needed. It all ran like clockwork. You could have shut your mouth, cooked, and made as much money as you ever needed. It was perfect. But no, you just had to blow it up. You and your pride and your ego. You just had to be the man. If you'd known your place, we'd all be fine right now.
We've been here supporting the company regardless of the negative receptions Payday 2 has received. Like how we put up with loot boxes only for Overkill to see that it's only just a fad for the time, so they were able to bury it with an alternative solution. Like how we were able to put up with the game's terrible desync issues for a long time before they were able to finally make it more bearable. Like how we were willing to put up with the border crossing DLC despite it being the biggest asset flip with a price tag, just so we didn't want the company to stay bankrupt. Like how all of us wanted the game to stop receiving DLC just because we wanted Payday 3 out just a little bit sooner. Like before update 236, everything was fine. We didn't need any more changes to the game.
Although a better anti-cheat would be much appreciated.
But we as the community were still willing to give you money because we did not want Payday 3 to flop whatsoever. We have seen the history this company has went through, and we did not want this to be a major failure. This is a message from me and the community as a whole towards the developers Starbreeze and Overkill. I'm hoping you're listening to this, Almir. We understand you want crossplay to be a thing for the future of Payday. I think it would be great to have more people get into this game, but it shouldn't have to negatively impact the community. Even though you want this to be available for all platforms, it's hard to believe that when you have to cut Linux support for this game. I understand that there will possibly be future updates to make the crossplay a bit better in the future. But please, give us the option to still play this game without it. You as the company will not be losing much on profit as long as you keep updating the games both on PC and console. As long as you're able to keep both PC and console updates flowing, the game will not die anytime soon. We will still have players to play with on our designated systems. The reason why Payday 2 is popular on Steam and Steam only is because you keep releasing DLC just for Steam and not trying to release that DLC onto the console releases. As long as you keep doing that, you're not going to lose a player base, and we're not going to lose any enjoyment out of the game whatsoever. And please, stop using Payday 3's hype to ignore what the underlying issues is going on within your community. In fact, please acknowledge something is wrong with Payday 2. The only reason why we decided to keep playing this game and stay within the community is because you by far have to be one of the most open developers to work with. And this long period of silence is very concerning, not only to Payday 2's final hours, but also the birth of Payday 3 as well. 2,000 hours from me might seem like just a number, but that is how much enjoyment I had while playing your game. Many other people look at their hours. The reason why we came back to playing this game isn't because we felt obligated to, it's because we wanted to. And I'm hoping that you as the developers understand that we want to keep coming back. That's all I really wanted to say, and I'm praying it doesn't fall on deaf ears. And usually, I don't like making these types of videos whatsoever. In fact, I had an entire video planned out. Hopefully, I'm hoping I can get it done by the end of this month. But part of me could not finish the video I wanted to make because this one single update turned my favorite game that I would recommend anyone to play into the worst experience I have ever had to deal with only the time span of one day of its release. And I started working on this video right after I uploaded my first Payday 2 video. And personally, you guys who have watched my first video on Payday 2, you that have both liked and even disliked my video and even commented on how well the video has done and even agree or disagree with the opinions I do have, I'm very thankful for that, and I have gotten a lot of motivation into making the next video, and I'm hoping that the actual video I wanted to make that I do upload next time is going to be on the same level as the first Payday 2 video I have uploaded. I'm hoping that it's going to be worth your time. And those of you that have stuck around till the very end of this video, thank you so much. If there's anything that you want to share or anything that I have missed, feel free to leave a comment. I am more than likely going to read it. And I know eventually Payday 2 was going to end, but I wanted it to end with a bang and not a whimper.